we're going to go ahead and get started. LeBeau's going to talk today and give us some information on what she does for a living as marketing. LeBeau, would you give them some of your background before you start?
Sure. So let me know when you're recording too. So I'm
Right.
LeBeau of LeBeau Labs. We are a marketing consultancy based in Dallas, but we are remote enabled. So we deal with customers from all over the world, early stage, pre-seed, startups, and small businesses who have marketing needs just like any other company, but they may be in a position where they can't afford a lot. And so we provide lots of strategy solutions to help meet them halfway, and also price matching options. And on the other end of our company, we provide career development to aspiring marketers and marketing professionals. We help them to scale and freelance their services. So those are two things that we do. And then we just have a passion for entrepreneurship. Lots of people think we're actually a nonprofit because once they see everything we're involved with, they think that we're nonprofit. And I feel like we have the soul of a nonprofit, but we're not. And but we certainly have the passion to really uplift the entrepreneur, whatever stage they might be in. So today I'm going to talk about social media. So everybody needs help with social media. It doesn't matter how big or small they are. And I'm going to give you guys some essential social media strategy information so that regardless of what your industry is, regardless of where you are, if you are in need of social media inspiration, this is for you. So many people come to me, they say, I want help with social media. It's something I don't want to do. It's something I don't know how to do. I don't know what to post, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to go over some things so that you can know what to post. And I'm going to give you some tools also that I use, that I recommend. And we'll just dive into that. And feel free to type in your questions in the chat box along the way, and we'll read them off later. So I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to be sharing a short document. It's not pretty. It's just a regular document, but we'll read along together. And at the end of this, if you're interested in receiving this document, I'll go ahead and make that available to you if you email me. 1 second. But feel free to screenshot if you'd like. So today we'll talk about some social media strategies. So first I'm going to start off with, and everyone can see my screen right now, right?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Okay. So first we'll start off with the top 3 social media prompt topics for building your culture or tribe. So whenever you are building a social media presence, you have to build a tribe. Social media is all about engagement. It's all about finding your niche and also helping them to have a relationship with you around the topic that bonds you together. So we're going to try to help gather people around you. I love to do experiential marketing, and sometimes we do crowd gathering. A crowd gatherer is a person that just goes out into the crowd, talks in a big loud voice, and gets everybody interested in what we have going on over here. And so this is what you're going to be attempting to do with these posts. Now, I suggest that 70% or more of your postings be about engaging your tribe, right? There needs to be engagement opportunities. One of the many pitfalls that small business owners fall into, myself included, is is a couple of things. First of all, you're getting your professional account mixed up with your personal account. You want to share this beautiful family picture you have, and you're wanting to put it in front of your customers. Something fun or funny that happened, You want to put that in front of your customers. And while there is a place for that, there is a way of doing it in a more uniform, professional way. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. I'll give you some real life experiences. But that's one of the reasons. And so that can cause some inconsistencies with your brand. If you look at, I don't know you, right? Whoever's listening, I don't know you, but I know that there's an Instagram or Facebook page that you feel like, this is what I want my social media to look like, right? Everyone has said that to themselves. And across the board, I would say we all agree that those social media pages are very consistent, very uniform, right? We see consistent branding. We know what to expect. It's kind of like turning on Lifetime, the movie channel. We know what we're going to get, right, when we go there. So that is something that you need to establish. So what we're going to do is try to build some consistency and predictability for your tribe and get them gathered around what you're talking about. Reason why that's so important is because if you have low engagement on your social media in the comments and likes, that is the less likely people will see your post in the future. So you may make a great post. Visually, it's attractive, it's stunning, it's eye-catching and engaging. However, it may not get a lot of likes or comments simply because you have not been engaging with your tribe enough to get the algorithm to show that to your followers. The more engagement you have is the more they will show what you're posting, right? So that's just the way that it works. So this is why we need to have multiple opportunities to do this. So number one, identify your enemy, something you're against, right? Something you're against. Now you can also do the opposite of this and identify your hero, right? Something that you're for. Some people say, well, I don't want to take a negative tone. Instead of finding something you're against, you can find something that you're for. But let's say that you, maybe you have a cruelty-free brand. You're against cruelty to animals. So what you want to do is speak out against that, and that will help identify the people who would be into what you're doing. And then they'll start coming out of the woodworks, finding you based on what you're posting and start engaging on that. And that will help them to identify, hey, we have the same but core belief system here. We're both against animal cruelty. So that's really important to me. So I'm going to follow you and start engaging in this discussion. You really want to touch on something that evokes emotion, right? The second thing is you want to post your beliefs. What is your company mission? Now, many of us have our company mission hidden somewhere on our website, right? But our mission is something we actually should have in the forefront. Our mission is something that people can grab onto and they can really rally behind. And even if they don't necessarily need your services, and even if you don't have the best services in the world, they love you. And loving you means I love the way this person thinks. I love what this person believes. It's really like I'm really connecting on an intellectual level with this person's belief system. So putting that out there will get people to engage and find you and help support your brand. So this is something we don't want to hide. We want to establish our culture and our difference with talking about our belief systems. They don't have to be controversial belief systems, but it could just be certain priorities that you feel are paramount in your business. Put that out in the forefront and give people an opportunity to discuss those matters in your post. Finally, give the audience an opportunity to participate in. Now, one of the things that I would constantly mess up on was I would post things that I wanted to share. If I had a thought, a feeling, or if I really felt like something was important, that's what I would share. You have to look at what your customers are actually asking for. What do they really want? What are they coming to you for? And try to turn that into something they can participate in, right? So if you just post, we're having a sale, or we offer these services, that's fine. But that, I can't participate with that. But I can participate in a challenge. I can participate in a poll. So I can participate in a question you ask. So what you're trying to do is provoke people to engage in a discussion in your comments. That's what all of this is about. Talking about who you are, what you believe in, what you stand for, and fixing that in a way on your post that makes people want to start talking. So that's what those top 3 are about. Now, I created a social media calendar prompt. This social media calendar prompt, it doesn't matter if you are a bakery or you're a dog walking company. It doesn't matter if you're a tech company or if you're a salon. You will be able to post what I'm putting on this social media calendar. So let's zoom in and look at the first one, behind the scenes. Sorry for my dog barking in the background. Sorry.
That's okay.
Behind the scenes, he's arguing. He's doing his morning argument with the neighbor's dog. Okay, so behind the scenes of the company post. So that's a behind the scenes. You have a bunch of pictures of you and a coworker or your team members. That's the time to post that, right? Okay, that's one. Industry news or breaking news. What is your industry? Is it marketing? Is it veganism? Is it it could be anything. And so whatever is breaking news, make a post about that. Let's see, let's go to another one. Industry related statistics. Statistics. What statistic would be important for your community or tribe to know about? What is a shocking statistic that they would want to engage with? Something that would be like so jaw dropping that they'll want to start talking about it in the comments. That's what you would want to do. Promote partners. Do you know I partner with a lot of marketing agencies and I promote them as well. Anytime I see them post something, I will reshare it because I want to give my tribe options and support, even if it doesn't come from me. So that is something that you can do, and you can cross collaborate. You can reach out to a similar industry, a similar company, and say, "Hey, we have the same demographic. I'll do some post about you. Can you do some post about me?" Let's see, giveaways, and so all of these things, as you can see, it can apply to anyone. All right, so here are some notes that you should keep in mind. Always ask clients how many posts they need for a week. Okay, so this what I was doing on this one. This went to my consultant, my social media consultant. But always decide how many posts you want for a week, right? In order for you to feel like you're posting consistently, determine, is that 1 post a week? Is it 3 posts a week? That's fine. Establish what that is and stay consistent with that. You have to establish what you want your social media to look like. If you just post up whatever that comes to you, it's just going to look a mess, right? So what you need to do is look at some of the people you look up to on social media and look at their branding, look at, the uniformity, and see how you can kind of replicate it in your own way, right? And then that will help give you some guidance, even if you don't have a social media marketer helping you. Establish some boundaries, right? So I tell my consultants that they have to establish boundaries with our clients. What this means is, okay, if I have a consultant, a social media consultant, they're working with a small business. This small business owner wants to also post on their business account. So while my consultant is posting lots of branded stuff, lots of uniform looking things that make it look very professional and sleek, here comes the business owner posting whatever they want. They're posting their niece. They're posting their dog. but you have to have a boundary. So you have to decide right now, this is my personal account. This is my business account. As cute as my little dog Bourbon is, my customers do not need to see a post about Bourbon, right? He doesn't need to see my cat because just because he's adorable. Keep that on your personal account. And let's say you have something that's really good. Maybe you want to show like something funny or behind the scenes, just to show more of your culture and how you have fun and get along with each other. That's fine. Brand it. Put your logo on it. Put your colors on it. Make it look more uniform. Fix the lighting. Just take the time to clean it up before you just throw it on your social media, because it's going to be distracting and it's going to disrupt from your professionalism. So just there is a way that you can share those things with it still making your account look professional and sleek and put together. Okay, so here are some of the tools that I use that I swear by. InVideo is an online video editor. InVideo. All these things are low cost, by the way. You may say, I am not a video editor, but let me tell you something. With InVideo, anybody's a video editor. All right. I don't know if they have any free trials, but if they do, definitely jump on it and play around with it. Tons of good stock photo imagery, very sleek and modern. So that's one. Canva, of course, you can use Canva for social media, but they also made it so that you can make videos now on Canva. So that's a great tool as well. Envato, now you do have to have a bit of technical skills. So let's say with Envato, you probably should be familiar with Photoshop or something like that. I'm not going to pretend that Envato is easy, but if you have the time or if you've had experience with Adobe or Photoshop, it's worth it because your stuff will really come out looking so sleek and modern and up to date. It's so worth it to learn. So Envato is good as well. Let's say Adobe Spark. So Adobe Spark and Adobe Spark Video are two great apps that you can download. I'm probably paying for it, and I don't know if I am or not. I think you can download it for free, but they have good content. And what you'll find is as you're using all of these tools is that all the tools have limitations. You know, you'll see that sorry, I'm having a call. Give me 1 second. If I try to exit out of the call, it'll exit out of the Zoom. So just give me 1 second. But what you'll find is that some tools have better videos, better music. One tool have better pictures than the others. So it just all depends. Hold on 1 second. Did you guys lose the picture? Okay, there we are. We're back.
We're good.
All right. So Adobe Premiere Rush. Adobe Premiere Rush. That is my go-to best friend. Even though it will crash and you will lose all of your work. But that happens unexpectedly. I really can't tell you when it's going to crash or how you know it's about to crash, but it is a worthwhile app to download for you to create overlays on your video. This is all in post. It's not like StreamYard where you can have overlays in your name and everything while you're creating a video. But certainly if you create a video and put it on Adobe Rush, you can add different fonts, overlays. You'll see once you get in there. And now they've added a great music library. And finally, Render Forest. You can create animated videos there, lots of stock videos. They have great music, very sleek, modern. So these are some really great tools, you guys, to get started on your branding. You know, you can't hire actors and voice actors all the time, but these are some really good ways to start your internet commercials. So just a couple of other notes, hashtags. So you might be wondering, interrupted again. I'm going to keep talking. Can you still hear me though?
Yes.
Okay. you might be wondering, what hashtags should I use, right? What hashtags should I use? A great way to find that out is if you have your Google Analytics set up, all you have to do is go and look for the keywords that your competitors are using, your very successful competitors, the keywords that people are using to type in to find them, and you can use those as your hashtags um, for your Instagram and all social media. I use hashtags on all social media, not just Instagram. And finally, use a call to action. You might say to yourself, well, I'm not really invested in Instagram because why? My customers are, they're in the older category. They're not necessarily on Instagram, but they do have relatives, friends, and family, right, that are on Instagram. And let's say that your customer is, let's say, maybe in their 50s, usually in their 50s, but their daughter is on Instagram, and you are promoting your business that is towards their mother, right? So we have lots of friends and families who have our businesses and needs in mind. So as they are online doing their thing, if they see your ad or your post pop up, they'll say, "Oh, I just saw this company that helps, older people with home health or whatever it is that you do." It's still worth it. And point it to, with your call to action, point it to where you want them to go. Where do you want them to go? Always use a call to action. So point them to your website, point them to your online store, point them to your YouTube if that's where you're making money, point them to your Facebook if that's where you want them to go. But use Instagram to point. You're not an influencer, so you're not making money off of brands letting you advertise their merchandise, but you can still use Instagram to point towards the places you want your customers to go to. So make sure that you are utilizing Instagram. And this is my final note, guys. I don't want you to ever say to yourself, "Oh, well, I'll just do SEO and that'll fix it. Oh, I'll just have a great website and that's the end of it." No. Look at it this way. If you were going to a job interview, you wouldn't brush your hair but not brush your teeth. You wouldn't do your makeup but not wear a professional suit. You wouldn't go with a professional suit but put on sneakers. Marketing is the same way. You have to use everything that you possibly can at your disposal. There is no one trick fix that's going to fix all of your marketing or be enough for you. You're not going to have a SEO person come do SEO and then all your problems are solved. So work everything to your benefit. Okay, don't ever stop, and don't ever think that, okay, I'll get a marketer in or someone to help, or my niece or nephew to do my social media, and I don't have to learn anything. You want to make money online, you're going to have to be involved. Okay, you're going to have to be involved. If you have a brick and mortar store, right, you wouldn't say, "Oh, I want to sell clothes at my boutique. I want to have a store, but I don't want to be in it. I don't want to decorate it. I don't want to do anything." People have this attitude about digital marketing where they feel like they should be able to make money online with little effort. And that is not the reality. Okay. So and in the nature of marketing, just as a tidbit, if you're working with a marketer, the more you're involved is the faster you will get results. If you're unresponsive, you push back meetings, don't show up to meetings, don't give feedback or give approval on different things they're sending to you, you're going to push your results back. A lot of things are not going to work out the way you want them to. You're going to have the urge to blame the marketer, but that is on you. This is still your baby. You do not get to walk away and say, I don't need to be involved in this, right? You definitely need to be involved. So that's all I have for that. If you want the social media calendar prompt, email me at admin@lebeauproductions.com for that, and I'll happily send that over to you.
Wow. Thank you, LeBeau. That was awesome.
Sorry for all the interruption. I just had dogs barking, people calling, because I wasn't expecting to speak today. But
I know. But we appreciate you stepping in and having a presentation for us. Now, do we have any questions for LeBeau?
No question from me. Oh, sorry, I just jumped in. But
That's
just a quick comment. Okay, cool thing. Just a quick comment. I really like towards the end where you mentioned that whoever does this has to be involved in the marketing, because it's a thing that I see with other people where they're just like, I expect you to do all the work for me, and when things go wrong or when I'm not making sales, like, I don't know. It's what are you doing? And like, you have to really be involved. And I just appreciate your perspective there. And I second it.
thank you so much, Adrian.
So LeBeau, my question is on scheduling. So I use Hootsuite to kind of try to schedule and get a week ahead of my post. And I feel like I'm still really a newbie with social media. I've used both somebody to help me, and then I also have some help making the content. But do you have any other suggestions besides Hootsuite on scheduling post in advance?
There's so many different there are so many different platforms that you can use for scheduling. We don't have a platform that we recommend. The way that we typically work, just to make it easier on ourselves, is we have our social media manager create all of the content like within a few days, put it up in a shared cloud folder, right? The client goes in, approves, disapproves of whatever, and then from there then on, they will share that based on how often the client wants it to be shared, right? Now, if that social media manager has tools that they use to schedule it out on their end, that's fine. That's not something that we use. I'm not saying that it's not good. It's just something we don't use. Now, if you're asking how often someone should post, I would say definitely once a week. Definitely once a week. Okay. If you can post 3 times a week, that would be great. But give it variety. Make it definitely engaging. Just always remember this. Before you post something and you say, oh, this is really good, I'm going to post it. Just think, will they talk about this in the comments? Will they talk to me? Am I giving them an invitation to do something? If not, it may not necessarily be something that's worthwhile posting. Because remember, we're trying to work the algorithm. That is what we're trying to do. If we don't get enough people to comment, our post won't get seen. I hope that helps.
That was some good information.
Thank you.
Someone said, oh, okay, I'll share the email. Anyone have any other questions?
Well, I will say this. LeBeau has some really good people working for her and with her, and excuse me, they have been doing our social media, and they do a phenomenal job. They work with you for what you want to do, and they are always willing to change something to make it better. So just a tidbit for LeBeau.
Thank you, Sandra.
You're welcome. Because you have some really good people working for you. So
they're really, really sweet. Yeah, I really like them too.
Yeah. Any more questions? Well, if not, since our meeting today is a little bit short, does anybody have any problems with their business that they need to talk about? I did have one question for LeBeau.
Sure.
Our company is very social media minded, but they are very they won't allow us to do a lot on our own. How can you combine the two? They give us the post, we can post them, but how can you combine the who we are and that information in our post? It's very difficult.
Mm-hmm. So I guess and let me try to make sure I'm understanding correctly. So the company provides you the post to put out there. They don't
Correct.
necessarily want you to create your own post.
That is
Okay.
correct.
So what I would say is you can do that in the caption.
Okay.
So yeah, I always add a caption, whenever you have the time. I know everybody, sometimes, you're just trying to hurry up and post something really fast, but that's how they get to know you really, and your story and your mindset and your belief systems. Maybe that post can get their attention, and then they always naturally look to the caption. So start there, and then give them an opportunity. Like, you can even say something in the captions that gives them an opportunity to engage with you. You might ask a question in your captions. Has this ever happened to you? Or what do you feel is the real issue here? Or tell us about your experience. And then that way they can kind of get to know you.
That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Sure, you're welcome.